alaikum. Peace. I'm recording this video to talk a little bit about the program we're launching with Forward to Health called Healing in Community. A few years ago, when I first really started my practice as a somaticist and a somatic body worker, one thing that was very clear to me was that communal or collective healing was one of the most powerful forms of healing that existed. That it was one thing to walk our journey alone with a practitioner, one-on-one, and it was an entirely different thing to walk our healing path and healing journey in some form of collective. And I've seen many different types of collectives. Most often, and more often than not, strangers are coming together for healing retreats, and they're together for 5 or 6 or 7 or longer days, and they bond inside of those few days together, and then everybody goes home to their own lives. And most people long for continuity that isn't available. Most people go back home and really miss the healing tribe that they formed over the few days that they were with these completely unknown people to them, strangers to them until most recently. And that observation is what led me to believe deeply in the power of continuous healing tribe. That instead of everybody going home and doing their own thing and longing to be together again, that you could actually design healing programs where people stuck together through a longer process, through a longer horizon of time. And by doing that, what you did was recreate actually the experience that our ancestors probably used to have, which is living in tribe, living in community, and therefore supporting each other inside of that context through healing, through a healing process. That people were aware when one person was going through something, for example, depression, or another person was experiencing a hard time moving through marital difficulties, whatever it was, that whatever tribe you lived in was aware of what you were going through and in that process with you. And so by recreating that experience, what we do is actually stitch together one of our deepest wounds that we have, which is the wound of individualism, which is very isolating and is not the natural way of being for us as humans. So I've designed this program, Healing in Community, to recreate some of that experience that we unfortunately no longer have living as modern humans, but that we're aware is a great lack in our life. I really hope that through this program, we're actually creating a different kind of model for healing, that we can start to step away from individualized healing, from one-on-one healing, and actually move back to what is more natural for us as humans, which is a collective model. This is a first step in attempting that here at Forward to Health, is actually coming back to the most organic way that we know as humans to heal, to grow, to change, to transform, and that is together, not alone, not in isolation. So I hope you'll join me as a group of brave women come together hand in hand and declare for themselves and for their future that they will no longer heal in isolation or alone, that we were built to do this type of work together, and that we're gonna try. We're gonna start and try. Over our time together, the healing tribe and the healing community that forms out of this will be able to come back together in the future for courses, for more advanced courses, for more advanced healing programs, and eventually be able to come back together for in-person healing programs. So this 13-week program virtually is just the start of what I imagine and intend to be a much longer trajectory of time. That anyone who goes through these first 13 weeks together will then be able to advance on together to deeper healing processes, and then be able to convene in person and get to know each other more deeply that way. So I hope you'll join me in really, I think, doing something that's pretty countercultural at the moment. Um, really, the mainstream culture uplifts individualism, encourages individualism, and really has made it so that that's the only option out there. That the only options are to do one-on-one practice, to work with a therapist or a somatic practitioner or a hakim, any kind of healer one-on-one, and then the only other option for group-based work is one-offs, one-off healing retreats where you meet a bunch of strangers and then everybody goes home. And we're trying to create a kind of hybrid form here, and trying to work with what is practical for us in our daily life, which is most of us can't leave home and go retreat, and can't afford, in fact, to get away like that. So I want to make this work accessible to women right there in their homes, and still emphasize and have that collective aspect. So Bismillah, I hope you will join us as we venture into collective healing work. Yeah. And more soon. But for now, I'll just say welcome. If this is for you, I welcome you from now. And if you're still curious about what this is all about and what we'll be doing over 13 weeks together, there'll be more videos to come introducing the actual content and substance of the work. Okay, until soon. Assalamu alaikum.